K-pop, the global phenomenon sweeping nations across the globe under the umbrella of Korean popular music, a genre renowned for its vivid colors and out-of-this-world music video production. However, the question remains is, how did South Korea create a legacy of music that is covered in unique visuals, quirky concepts, and transcending artistry that would become a part of the Hallyu Wave? In the month of April in the year 2016, multiple Korean pop groups and artists are clamoring to leave their mark on the global music industry. Today, we travel back in time to examine the history of one particular girl group that would make waves in both South Korea and Japan. In the year 2007, DSP Media, formerly known as DSP Entertainment and Daesung Enterprise, would give birth to a 4-member girl group on March 29th. Ladies and gentlemen, today we revisit the history of Kara. As we turn back the clocks, we arrive in the year 2007, in which Kara would begin their voyage into the K-pop world. When DSP Media announced that they would be debuting a new girl group, there was surely a lot of buzz given that this would be the first girl group they've had since Finkel disbanded 2 years earlier in 2005, as well as being label mates of the popular boy group at the time, S 501. The stage was set for Kara to debut as a quartet consisting of the members Park Yuri, Han Sen-young, Jung Nicole, and finally Kim Sung-hee. Han Sen-young was born on July 24, 1988 in Seoul, South Korea. In 1997, Sung-young would appear on the MBC television drama titled Star in My Heart, starring Choi Jin-sil, An Jae-wook, and Cha In-pyo. A few years later, she would leave South Korea to study in the United States at Tenafly High School located in New Jersey. However, she would eventually leave high school to return to South Korea to pursue a singing career. Han Sen-young would later debut in Kara, becoming the main vocalist. Park Yuri was born on May 21, 1988 in Seoul, South Korea. Before becoming known as a singer, Yuri would first start off as a child actress in the drama named Today is a Nice Day, which aired on MBC in 1995. The acting didn't stop there, as she had another acting role 6 years later in 2001 titled Ladies of the Palace, starring Kim Jong-un. Yuri would attend the prestigious school known as Anyang High School of the Arts, which housed other Idol alumni such as soloists Rain and Seven, as well as Wonder Girls Yubin, Tiara's So-young, and M-Black's Sung-ho. Yuri would eventually choose singing as her passion to pursue and join DSP Media as the leader of Kara. She is also the one that named the group. Yuri has stated that Kara was derived from the Greek term chara, which is interpreted as sweet melody. Jung Young-ju, also known as Nicole Jung, was born on October 7, 1991 in Los Angeles, California. Nicole would attend Mark Keppel Elementary School and Toll Middle School in Glendale, California, and it was noted that she was into visuals as well as the performing arts while in school. In addition, she also took up choir and played the violin for 4 years, as well as took dance classes. Nicole would audition for DSP Media by sending in a video of her singing an Ivy and Black Eyed Peas song. With her mother's full support, Nicole decided to leave for South Korea to pursue her singing career. In the Mnet special, which aired on December 31st, titled Nicole the Entertainer's Introduction to Veterinary, Nicole mentioned the hardships she had adjusting to society after moving to South Korea. However, despite the hardships she would speak about in the future, Nicole would accept DSP's offer to join the company, and thus her mother moved to South Korea along with her. Nicole would eventually join Kara as the main dancer, main rapper, and vocalist of the group. Kim Sung-hee was born on May 17, 1989 in South Korea. As a child, Sung-hee would fall in love with singing and made it her life's dream to complete. However, her mother was also a soundtrack singer, and she was highly against the notion of Sung-hee becoming a singer, given how difficult the life can be in the music business. Sung-hee would eventually join DSP Media and train under them for 3 years, taking singing and dancing lessons. In 2005, she released an OST titled Then I'm Done for the drama 3 Leaf Clover. For Sung-hee, the original plan for her was to debut as a solo singer. However, it was later determined that she would be debuting in the upcoming girl group in which she would become the lead vocalist for Kara.
You wanna know what I think about you? You ain't nothing to me.
With the 4 members solidified, Kara would release their first album, The First Blooming, which was noted for its strong female empowerment image as well as their R&B sound. Very often, they were given comparisons to DSP's former group Finkel, being that they were from DSP as well, and each member of Kara corresponded to a member of Finkel. For Kara, on March 29, 2007, it would live on in infamy as they made their debut on Mnet's M Countdown. Kara would promote with the songs Break It as well as If You Wanna and Secret World well into the summer. While music critics gave Kara favorable reviews for their album production and their sound, the general public didn't really receive it well. Kara's debut was being overshadowed by the other girl groups that would make their debut that same year, some of those groups which would be covered in the future episodes of the history of K-pop. As a result of the album not being successful as originally planned, Han Sen-young would take on a variety game show titled Han Sen-young MSL Break, in which she was the MC for. The year would be concluded for Kara with a Mnet special titled Kara Self Camera, which would showcase in detail the members' travels and vlog style, which included some behind the scenes before their music shows. Kara's self-camera documentary began on August 8th and ran for 15 episodes, ending on December 15th. During the remainder of 2007, Kara would focus on their comeback album, which was tentatively slated for March 2008. However, the hardships were just beginning as they were continuing on into the new year. It was a new year in 2008, and expectations were high for Kara, as it is for most new groups after they first debut. While preparing to release another full album on February 28th, the foundation of Kara was rocked. As stated earlier, Kim Sung-hee's parents were highly against her being a singer. Sung-hee's goal was to balance both Kara activities as well as schoolwork. However, after failing her college exams, she inevitably withdrew from Kara just days before the promotion for the new album was supposed to begin. Before she left, Kim Sung-hee released the Chasing Condom Mother OST album with the title song Fighting along with Kara. With the news of Kim Sung-hee's departure causing shockwaves, DSP Media decided to postpone Kara's comeback until May with an announcement of a mini-album. In addition to the new mini-album, DSP would add 2 members and hold auditions. Eventually, the 2 that were selected to become the newest members of Kara were Guhara and Kang Ji-young. Guhara was born on January 13, 1991 in Gwangju, South Korea. With dreams of becoming an idol, Hara participated in SM Entertainment's Youth Appearance Tournament in 2015 in addition to participating on the KBS documentary Unwavered Dreams. In 2007, she would also audition for JYP, however, she did not make the final cut. After pictures of Hara being a shopping mall model appeared on the internet, she was scouted for DSP Media. Eventually, through auditioning, she became one of the 2 newest members for Kara as their lead dancer, vocalist, and the face of the group. Kang Ji-young was born on January 18, 1994 in Paju, South Korea. She attended Bunggyo-chan Middle School as well as Muhak Women's High School. It is also well documented that Ji-young is the cousin of K-pop idol soloist Enes Yoongi. During her time in middle school, Ji-young was determined to become an idol, which would lead her to making her inevitable debut at the age of 14. For her audition into DSP Media, she sang Girls' Generation's song Kissing You. With burning passion and youth, Ji-young would join DSP Media and be placed into Kara as the maknae as well as the vocalist of the group. With Kara officially reformed, the original planned mini-album would be pushed back from the May date, and on July 24, 2008, Kara returned with Rock You on M Countdown as a 5-member girl group. This recent comeback would take Kara in the opposite direction from their debut, as it was highlighted by cute, bright, and playful images. Eventually, the Rock You mini album was also released, as well as a new season of Kara's Self-Camera, which would premiere on August 18, 2008, which highlighted how the original members and the new members were adapting to each other. On November 29, 2008, DSP Media would release a teaser music video for the upcoming single Pretty Girl, which achieved over 40,000 views within a 12-hour span, which at the time was a huge accomplishment. The full music video was released on December 2nd to much praise from the public. Pretty Girl followed the cute and bright concepts as its predecessor in Rock You, and the full EP album was released 2 days later. Kara began their comeback promotions on December 4th on M Countdown. A small incident occurred on their first national broadcast on KBS, which featured new member Guhara slipping on falling confetti and gasping "Ah" live. It was reported that she cried profusely afterward, and the incident was picking up amongst netizens all around South Korea. However, the general public showered her with support rather than criticism. 2008 was a roller coaster for Kara, considering they bounced back from a member leaving and found success with the public through their new bright concepts and songs. Riding the wave of momentum in the face of minor health issues, Kara was poised to take 2009 by storm, and for them it would surely become a year to remember. On January 28, 2009, on Kara's official website, the follow-up single to Pretty Girl was to be selected, and on February 2, 2009, Honey was selected with 60% of the votes. The song was remixed and mastered for the eventual release, as well as undergoing a slight name change from Honey to Hani. The music video for Hani was released on February 16th, and their first live broadcast comeback was on KBS's Music Bank. A repackaged mini album followed Honey on February 19th, which saw songs on the previous album remixed. Honey went on to become Kara's first #1 single when it topped the Gaon's weekly singles chart. In addition to that, Honey also earned Kara their first music show win ever on Mnet's M Countdown on March 5, 2009. Honey would go on to win for 3 non-consecutive weeks, as well as honors as the Mudazin Award from SBS's music show Ikigayo, as well as the Best Dancer Award at the 2009 Mnet Asian Music Awards. The popularity continued to snowball as they had reached 2 years in the history of Kara, and they were also chosen for the 4th season of MBC's show titled Idol Show. In addition to having their first hosting duties, Kara also had a reality show titled MTV's Meta Friends, which followed a group of fans having opportunities to become friends with them. The MTV show commenced with a concert, which would be their first since their debut in 2007. Keeping up the momentum, DSP Media announced that Kara would be making their comeback in July and released teaser pictures in mid-July. The teasers were making noise as the group's style had completely become different from the previous cute and bright concepts and returned to a slight mature and strong image as we've seen before in their original debut. Their single Wanna was released on July 28, 2009 and found its place charting high on various digital music charts. Their music shows resumed on July 31st, starting with KBS's Music Bank, and the group performed both Wanna and Mr. The song Mr. became the popular of the two songs, and netizens would fall in love with what would become a part of K-pop's history, the infamous butt dance. The popularity of Kara's Mr. was so immense that various advertisement requests came into DSP Media rapidly. For the month of October in 2009 alone, Kara had garnered more advertisements than they have ever had in the past 2 years since their debut.
배고프구나. 자, 스니커즈. 됐어? 됐어. 출출할 때 넌 네가 아니야. 스니커즈.
Not to be left out though, Kara's single Wanna also became a #1 single for the group, and as a result, they won the Mudazin Award again from Ikigayo. During their promotions for the Revolution album, Kara performed internationally for the first time as well. On November 25, 2009, Mnet premiered a new reality TV show called Kara Bakery, which followed the group as they attempted to plan, open, and advertise their own bakery. All of the proceeds from the bakery was donated to charity and concluded with a total of 8 episodes running all the way into 2010. To summarize 2009, Kara had begun to make a name for themselves. Their image and popularity was constantly rising due to the breakout success of Mr. over the title song Wanna. Their song Mr. certainly propelled them to new heights they couldn't have even imagined of in the beginning. While the hardships were yet to come, Kara was standing tall in 2009 as a trendy girl group. With Sunghee in their hearts, Gyuri, Sungyoung, Nicole, Jiyoung, and Hara were ready to up the ante. The question is, what did 2010 have in store for Kara? When we last left off, Kara was coming off an amazing 2009 that saw a massive spike in their popularity. From nabbing their first win with Honey to gaining massive notoriety from Mr., 2010 for Kara would be a year to keep the success train going. After a short hiatus of rest in preparation for their comeback, on February 9, 2010, DSP Media released teaser pictures for Kara's next comeback. The photos that were taken were picking up interest everywhere, as the concept would be a much darker concept than before. With dark outfits and a more mature and sexual feel, it was announced that Kara would be taking on a Steeler concept, and thus the name Lupin was announced. Lupin became another massive hit for them as they reached the top of multiple music charts. The teaser music video came out on February 12, 2010, and the EP Lupin was released fully on February 17, 2010. The full music video for Lupin was released on February 22nd, and it reached more than 90,000 views in the first 2 hours of its release. As of today, Kara's Lupin has amassed more than 6 million views. Continuing with their comeback promotions for Lupin, Kara performed first on Mnet's M Countdown, and a week later they would pick up their first win with Lupin on March 4th, and their second win with Lupin the week after on M Countdown as well. Kara also would receive their first win on Music Bank on March 12, 2010, making it their first win on that show since their debut, and they would win on that show for the next 3 consecutive weeks. With only 3 months into the year and promotions running great, Kara would set their eyes on venturing internationally. On May 1st, Kara would participate in the 8th annual Korean Music Festival, which was held at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, California, and which Nicole would be a host for. That same event featured other guests such as 2PM, Wonder Girls, and Beast. With their first official stage in the US as a part of the festival completed, Kara shifted gears to begin working on their official Japanese debut. In preparation for their Japanese debut, Kara was also featured in a video message for a show titled Arashi no Shukadai-kun, hosted by Japanese idol group Arashi. In addition, on May 8th, Kara would hold a fan meet for 8,000 fans at Japan's Grand Prince Hotel, as well as a fan club meeting at Yokohama Minato Mirai Hall on May 9th. Soon after that, Kara would sign a deal with Universal Music Group, and in August 2010, they would release the Japanese remake of their hit single, Mr. Mr.'s immense popularity proved to be a hit in Japan as well, as it ranked high on multiple music charts, and it even exceeded expectations, charting as high as number 5 on the Oricon's daily singles chart with debut sales of 29,238. Mr. would eventually become the most downloaded song by a Korean artist in Japan with over 2 2 million downloads. On September 29, 2010, Kara would release their compilation album Kara Best 2007 to 2010 with their selected Korean tracks in Japan. The album ranked number 2 on the Oricon Daily Album Chart, selling 18,223 copies, and they would also announce that their upcoming track for November would be titled Jumping. On November 3rd, it was announced that Kara's compilation album will be certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of Japan, making them the first Korean group since the 1990s to release an all-Korean album that was able to break the 100,000 copies barrier in Japan. Eventually, the album reached platinum status, selling over 250,000 copies. Sticking to their schedule, Kara would release Jumping on November 10th, and Jumping was also highly successful, and it debuted at number 5, but also rise to number 2 on the Oricon Daily Singles Chart, only behind Arashi. Jumping would only peak at number 5 on the Oricon Weekly Singles Chart with debut sales of 54,977. November would continue to be a big month for them as they would release their Japanese debut album Girls Talk on November 24th, 2010, selling over 100,000 copies in its first week and ranking number 2 on the Oricon Weekly Album Chart. This feature would make it the first album by a non-Japanese girl group in 6 years and 9 months to sell more than 100,000 copies in its first week. Keeping tabs on this album, it would become certified double platinum a year later, selling more than 500,000 copies. To close out a very successful year, Kara made their comeback to Korea after a 9-month promotion hiatus with their 4th Korean mini album using the title track from their Japanese single, Jumping. Eventually, they began their music show promotion cycle, and they will receive their first one for Jumping on December 10th on KBS's Music Bank, and 2 days later, they would receive the Mudazin Award from Ikigaya on their 600th episode. It was also estimated that Kara made close to 1.3 billion yen, or the equivalent of $15.4 million in revenue during their promotions in Japan, with a total of nearly 500,000 albums sold in 2010 in Japan alone. 2010 being such a pinnacle year for Kara, everything looked great on the surface, but 2011 would see a few issues arise. On January 19, 2011, a lawyer representing Hara, Jian, Sunyoung, and Nicole announced to the media that they would be terminating their contract with DSP Media effective immediately, and a lawsuit was also filed against them. The only remaining member at that time who did not join in the lawsuit was Park Gyuri, who remained with the company. The lawyer representing the four stated that DSP Media repeatedly denied all of their requests and forced tasks upon the members. However, in that same day, Hara discontinued her involvement in the lawsuit, stating that she was unaware about the full details of the lawsuit. DSP Media released a statement rebuking all the accusations and wished to resolve and reconcile with the remaining members very quickly. In terms of money, DSP also denied that Kara wasn't receiving their fair share of money and paid them their profits for their work, which was about $250,000 each during that time. This dispute would last until April 28th, with the remaining 3 members returning to DSP Media. It was also speculated that the cause of the relationship strain was due to misinformation during their Japanese promotions, as well as a deteriorating relationship with the CEO of DSP Media, Lee Ho-yeon, who was also hospitalized back in 2010 of March. In the midst of the high-profile lawsuit, Kara's promotions will still be occurring in Japan. On February 23rd, a DVD titled Kara Best Clips, which was a compilation of their past music videos, was released, and they set a record when they reached number 1 on the Oricon Weekly Composite DVD charts for 2 weeks straight. They became the first foreign artist to become number 1 for 2 weeks since the chart was implemented in 1999. The DVD has sold over 230,000 copies, and in addition, on April 6, their 3rd single was released titled Jet Coaster Love after the original date was pushed back due to the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. Jet Coaster Love sold over 122,000 copies in its first week and debuted at number 1 on the Oricon Weekly Singles Chart, as well as peaking at number 2 on Billboard's Japan Hot 100. Due to the natural disaster, promotions were hindered. However, the proceeds of the promotion were donated to Japan's Natural Disaster Relief Aid. Picking up where they left off, on June 22nd, Kara would release their 4th single, Go Go Summer, which would also sell over 100,000 copies in its first week, becoming their 2nd Japanese single to do so. Continuing the promotion trail, Kara would release their 3rd Korean studio album titled Step, which topped multiple music charts in South Korea hours within its release. While this would mark Kara's return to South Korea in over 6 months, they would only promote Step for 3 weeks as they had a lot to promote in Japan. The song and album would become a big hit for Kara, earning them wins on music shows, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Korea Kpop Hot 100, and even selling over 100,000 copies by the end of the year. In the midst of everything, member Guhara would begin a relationship with Beast's Junghyun, which was confirmed by DSP Media on June 28, 2011. This high-profile relationship would last for only 2 years and ended in 2013, and it was cited that they separated due to their busy schedules. Coming back to 2011, with their Korean promotions cut short, Kara would return to Japan in October to promote their 5th single, Winter Magic, and they followed it up with their 2nd Japanese studio album titled Supergirl, including all of their Japanese singles released that year in 2011. The pre-orders for the album received over 360,000 orders alone. The album went on to debut at number 1 on the Oricon Weekly Album Chart, making it Kara's first number 1 album in Japan. With that, Kara became the first foreign girl group in 30 years since the Nolans to top both the singles and album rankings. Supergirl has since then become certified triple platinum and has sold over 750,000 copies. With a year that started off with absurdity, Kara bounced back and delivered what would arguably become one of their most successful years to date. Even with the contract dispute, they would reach a whole new level of fame and fortune, which culminated with the announcement of their first concert tour titled Curacao to happen in 2012. In 2012, it was business as usual for Kara. Coming off a stellar 2011, they received numerous awards in 2012, such as the Disc Bong Song and Best Hallyu Star Award from the Golden Disc Awards, the Asia Star Award from the 7th Asia Model Awards Ceremony, the Hallyu Special Award and Bong Song Award from Seoul Music Awards, as well as being honored in Japan's Gold Disc Awards for 5 categories, including Best Asian Artist, Best Music Video, and Song of the Year by Download. Their first tour, Curacao, also occurred in 2012, with them selling out all 150,000 seats, which included an expansion into Japan for 12 shows. Kara would soon release their 6th single and their first AA side single, Speed Up and Girls Power. Success would soon follow them as they would reach over 1 million physical copies sold, making them the 3rd artist from South Korea following TVXQ and BoA. Korean promotion-wise, Kara would make their return on August 22nd with their 5th mini album titled Pandora. Promotions were launched with a showcase, and Pandora would also win multiple music shows, as well as being voted the most popular release in August 2012 on Naver. On September 5th, 2012, Kara would then release the Kara Collection album in Japan, which also included songs they performed at their tour, Curacao, in Japanese. Following the album release in October, Kara would release their 7th Japanese single, Electric Boy. With Electric Boy, Kara received their first number 1 single for the Billboard Japan Hot 100, and in the same month, DSP would announce Kara's 3rd Japanese album, Girls Forever, which would eventually be released on November 14, 2012. To end the year in 2012, DSP announced that Kara will hold a concert on January 6, 2013 for Tokyo Dome. This would make Kara the first girl group from South Korea to hold a solo concert at that particular venue. To cap off the year, Kara would release the song Orion, with the full music video being released on December 17, 2012. 2013 kicked off in grand style as their Tokyo Dome tour concert was a complete success as they sold out all 45,000 tickets within 5 minutes. At the Tokyo Dome concert, Kara would announce their own anime series titled Kara the Animation, which would air on March 1st, 2013. Returning to the grind of promotions, on March 27, 2013, Kara would release their 8th Japanese single, Bye Bye Happy Days, which would debut at number 2 on the Oricon Weekly Singles Chart, selling over 65,000 copies. Promotions would continue for them in Japan as they would hold their second Japanese fan meeting titled Camellia School, in which over 24,000 fans attended at the Yokohama Arena. A month after the fan meeting, Kara would release their 9th Japanese single on July 24th, titled Thank You Summer Love, as well as announced their 4th Japanese album Fantastic Girls, which would be released on August 28th. In the midst of all the constant Japanese promotions, Kara would also make their full Korean comeback with a full album titled Full Bloom, set for September 2nd, 2013. Full Bloom was headed by their title song Damage Lady, while their pre-release track Runaway was also released on August 21st, containing a music video with scenes from their upcoming Korean drama called Secret Love. Up until this point, Kara had achieved unbelievable success, especially in Japan, as a girl group. Promotions were at an all-time high. However, rumors began to swirl regarding Kara's possible disbandment with their contract date coming up. On October 2013, DSP Media rocked the world when they released news that member Nicole would not be renewing her contract under DSP Media upon its termination in January 2014. Furthermore, while members Hara, Gyuri, and Sungyoung renewed their contract, Kang Ji-young was undecided whether she wanted to continue with Kara or study abroad, as her contract didn't end until April 2014. While Nicole wanted to stay with Kara but be managed under a different company for solo activities, it was all for naught, as eventually it was announced that a compromise could not be made. As a result, Nicole would end up leaving Kara, and in the new year, Ji-young would also follow suit, as she would also leave from Kara, and the future of the group was shrouded in uncertainty. Kara had reached a new wall and a new roadblock in their path, and for the final time, on November 24th, 2013, Kara would stand as 5 members for the second Japanese tour, Karasia, performing 27 songs in front of 7,000 fans. With the Karasia tour concluded, this entire tour would have Kara meet 120,000 fans. One can only guess what was going through the minds of these 5 women as they stood there on stage, as their lives were about to take an uncertain turn. The one thing that can be said is Kara as 5 have truly left their mark on the music world. The question now is, what would become of Kara? With the departure of Nicole and Ji-young, the future for Kara was plagued with uncertainty. DSP Media at the time had decided that Kara would have Sungyeon, Gyuri, and Hara continue as a 3-member girl group. In May 2014, those plans had begun to change with the announcement of a reality TV show titled Kara Project, which would be revolving around a group of 7 trainees from DSP Media who would compete to become members of Kara. The reality show had various trainees perform multiple hits stemming from Kara's discography. Meanwhile, during the airing of Kara Project on June 13, 2014, Kara would air a mini-drama series titled Secret Love that will revolve around the love stories of each member. This drama also included members such as Nicole and Ji-young as well, and ran for a total of 6 weeks. Circling back to Kara project, while it was initially announced that 2 girls would be picked to join Kara, the final result had just one winner, and on July 1st, trainee Youngji was voted the winner, officially becoming the newest member of Kara. Kara would pick up where they left off, preparing for their next comeback 1 month later, and on August 18th, Kara would release their 6th mini-album titled Day and Night, produced by Double Sidekick. Day and Night was headlined by their title track Mamma Mia, marking the official debut of Youngji. After conversations with multiple Japanese affiliates and receiving great feedback, Kara would release a Japanese version of Mamma Mia with their song So Good, serving as the B-side track for the Japanese single release. On August 27th, Kara will go on to receive their first win since the new lineup, which brought on an emotional scene as members showed their appreciation by bowing towards their fans. With the promotions of Mamma Mia wrapping up the summer, Kara would embark on their 3rd Japanese tour in October to round out their promotions for the year 2014. On March 15, 2015, Kara would pick up Japanese promotions once again with a triple A-side single, Summergic, Sunshine Miracle, and Sunny Days. This single went on to top the Oricon Daily Singles Chart, selling over 28,000 copies. In addition, it was ranked number 2 on the Oricon Weekly Single Charts with sales of 52,000 copies. Continuing on with promotions, Kara came back to Korea to promote their 7th mini-album, titled In Love, headlined by title song Cupid. In Love will mark the final Korean album that Kara would release, and on June 2nd, 2015, Kara would receive their final win on a music show named The Show with Cupid. 2 weeks after their music show win, Kara would head back to Japan to release their 5th and final Japanese album in Girl Story on June 17th. This album would also include a special cover song of another DSP Media girl group named Finkel with their song Forever Love. After the Japanese promotions wrapped up, member Guhara would have her solo debut with her album Alohara, headlined by title song Choco Chip Cookies, featuring Giri Boy on July 21st. In the music video, future Card member BM, also known as Big Matthew, will be shown as Hara's love interest. In addition, on the album, he featured on Hara's song La La La. Also, just a few days earlier, on July 17th, Kara would announce their 4th Japanese tour, which would begin on September 1st in Osaka, Japan. This tour would carry their promotions for the remainder of the year, and on January 15, 2016, DSP Media would officially announce the departure of Han Seung-young, Park Guri, and Guhara from Kara, as well as announcing that member Youngji would continue her career as a solo artist. While the news of the departure sent shockwaves throughout the music community, the history and foundation of Kara's impact, especially for their work as a girl group in Japan, is still being felt today within the South Korean music industry. Although their journey as a group has come to an end for the time being, leader Park Guri left fans with hope that one day Kara will be able to reunite on stage. Since their disbandment, the various members of Kara have been pursuing solo activities. Sunghae, one of the original Kara members, since her marriage in 2011 to Yang Wongjun, She hasn't popped up much in the media. Sunghae at the time was still continuing to support future singers and trainees as a vocal coach. Marriage life seems to be treating her well these days.
여러분께 인사 좀 부탁드릴게요.
안녕하세요.
Since her departure from Kara, Hara has joined Keys Entertainment. She has been involved in many charities and has been involved in various acts of activism. While keeping up with her humanitarian acts, it has been noted that Hara would eventually be making a comeback to the entertainment industry to explore her interests in both music and film. Still known as Goddess Gyuri, Gyuri has continued on her path of being an actress that started when she was an idol. One of her most recent dramas, titled Lovers in Bloom, which is a KBS drama, Gyuri won an award at the 2017 Korea Drama Awards, winning the Hallyu Star Award. To this day, Gyuri is still focusing and pursuing her career in acting.
제가 마음에 안 드세요?
Youngji, who was the latest member to be added to Kara, has stayed with DSP Media and has been involved in many variety shows. Known as the Variety Idol, at first the plan for Youngji was to continue the path of music and dramas. Nowadays, Youngji has found herself as one of the most in-demand variety stars in Korea. Youngji is also a regular cast member of variety shows such as Strong Girls and Idol Intern King. She also appeared as a feature artist for label mate Card's pre-debut song titled Onana. In addition, Youngji made her solo debut with a song titled Memory Clock on August 25, 2017. Back in 2014, after her original depart from Kara, Nicole went to join Lee Hyori's company at that time, B2M Entertainment. Nicole will go on to release her solo album titled First Romance, which was released on November 19, 2014, with the title song Mama. Following this release, Nicole will release her Japanese solo single titled Something Special in 2015. She will follow up this release with her second Japanese single, Don't Stop, coupled together with a short PV. After this, Nicole would release her Japanese solo album titled Bliss, which was headlined by the song Happy on April 27, 2016. Since 2016, Nicole hasn't been in the spotlight as much. However, in June 2018, Nicole will release news of her plans to come back to the Korean music industry. Since departing Kara, Sunghyun has actively pursued her career in acting. Sunghyun had her breakout role with the drama Age of Youth as she played a lovesick character named Jung Yi-eun. Her role for that character also earned her an award at the 2016 Korea Drama Awards, winning the Hallyu Star Award. To be noted, she also won this award 1 year before Gyuri did it. Sunghyun also returned to releasing music in Japan with her Japanese EP, YouTube, which also nabbed number 15 on the Oricon Weekly charts. Sunghyun is currently also a part of the melodrama titled About Time on TVN, where she plays the character Jung Sung-hae, who plays the best friend of the main actress and Lee Sung-hyun. Last, but certainly not least, we come to Ji-young, who has possibly had one of the most successful stories after leaving a K-pop girl group to go solo. As the youngest member of Kara when she was a part of the group, when she left in 2014, she signed with the company called Sweet Power and was immediately placed into many different high-profile TV dramas, such as the popular Assassination Classroom franchise. Not only have the TV dramas kept her busy, she has released a series of best-selling photo books, a radio show, and has even nailed endorsements with major brands like Nestea. Ji-young didn't leave her music talents behind either, as she underwent a rebranding of her name to JY. She would also release an English song titled I'm Just Not Into You. With her music career beginning again, Ji-young would immediately catch fire right off the bat as she scored a major hit with her platinum-selling song Tsukina Hitoga Irukoto. Since then, Ji-young has steadily been working on her music releases, and she continues to act in Japanese dramas. In conclusion, whether they are on stage singing together in harmony or seeking out their paths by themselves, Kara is just one example of a group that continues to usher on even after the bright lights of the idol world have slightly dimmed. Their legacy and impact is still being felt to this date. While the members are each continuing to find themselves in their post-idol lives, one fact remains. The history that Kara has trailblazed will forever be synonymous with the growth of the South Korean music industry. At the end of the day, although they faced many hurdles and challenges, Kara, through 7 girls and 3 iterations of the group, persevered and were able to captivate the hearts of many fans around the world. The seeds that they planted in history are still in full bloom till this day.
That's all over and over there.